Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is my video about my Ferrari 348 regarding the clutch and the clutch bearing cylinder, which I just replaced with the one from Hill Engineering. And I want to tell you something about it. Because I had some trouble. Here you see I removed the clutch. It's just bolted on with a few 13mm bolts, and you can easily pull it off. That's no problem. If you want to replace it with the one from Hill Engineering, which I strongly recommend, you have to not only take off the old bearing, but you have to replace the whole stump that takes the clutch bearing, and you also replace the rubber seals below it. But so that's what I did a few weeks ago, and I experienced some problems because last week, after about 50 kilometers of driving, I noticed a rattling sound out of the clutch, and I removed the clutch, and I found these springs being loose here in this compartment, and the little pin which is held by this thing here was broken off, sheared off. And I had no idea why this happened, but after trying to get the broken piece out, I managed to find the reason why it sheared off. I think in my case it was because the little hole inside the bearing wasn't deep enough or drilled deep enough, and the bolt was looking out of the bearing by about 8 or 9 millimeters, and by comparing it with the old bearing, here you see it's just 7 millimeters. So what I did was I got the old broken one off. I got it out. Well, let's say a friend of mine who is very good in these things, he helped me to get it out, and we put the new one in. And I just used a grinder and grinded it down to about 7 millimeters, and made sure that all the curves are rounded and there are no sharp pieces anymore. And I put this, I don't know, the holding mechanism on top, and now it's moving freely. If you experience something like this, it's not too complicated to replace. Just try to get the sheared off bolt out of there. Go to Ferrari, get a new one. It's just about €1. So it's I think it's the cheapest part you can buy at Ferrari, and put it in, and just make sure that it's not too long, because I think that was the problem at first. I mounted it, but I didn't check it for being didn't check it to if it's possible to move freely, and I think it scratched, the old bolt scratched at this part here, and that's why the pin sheared off. So if you install this bearing, make sure it's moving freely, and if the pin is too long, just cut it down to the length that you need. Yeah, that's probably what I wanted to show to you. This whole thing, this experience took me about 2 weeks now. The car is here on the lift for the last 2 weeks now, and but I now managed to replace it. When you're taking out the bearing, make sure you have a bucket below it for the fluid that comes out of there, because it will be draining out of two holes which are here on top of it, and there's no clean solution to get the fluid out. That's the only way you can do it. Yeah, so the next step will be we'll put the clutch back on. I will bleed the whole system. I have a little pump. I will show you. It's a part I ordered from Amazon. It's just a pump, and that's to drain the fluid, for the drain fluid. And here is the pump, and you just put it, pump it up to 0.5 bar, which equals, I think, around 10 psi, and that's good enough to bleed the whole system. You take one of these caps and put it onto the reservoir in front of the car. Just make sure it's always filled to the maximum, or a bit over the maximum, because there are let's show it. It's easier to show than to talk about it. Here we have the reservoir, and it's divided in two pieces. There is one piece on this side and one piece on the other side, but they have a link which is quite on top of the reservoir, so you have to make sure to always fill it to the maximum to allow the fluid to flow to the other side, which is for the clutch, and this side here, it's for the brakes. So just if you want to bleed, just screw off this head, put the other one on top of it, and just connect it with the pump, pumped up at 0.5 bar, and then you can easily bleed the system with the thing here on the side, here on the left side. This is the bleeding mechanism. Just take this cap off, and here, that's a bleeder valve. Nothing special, just bleed it like this, and you're good to go. That's quite easy, much easier than on my Porsche 944, which I'm also experiencing some problems almost equal to this, but it's a lot harder to come by. So thank you for watching today. Please give me a like or hit the subscribe button if you're interested in more videos like this, and yeah, happy to see you next time. Bye bye.